What's going on, gearheads, and welcome to a long overdue YouTube video. I'm making this video strictly for the guys who have been watching our channel and have been supporting us for the longest time, and I just give you no love on this platform. I'm gonna do a quick video just to kind of recap where we've been, what we've been doing, and if you guys aren't following us on Instagram and Facebook, you really are missing out, because honestly I post so much more there than I do everywhere else. But I still will show love to YouTube time to time, just to give you guys some content and something to chew on. Alright, so what we're going to dive into today is maybe what it's been like to own a diecast shop and what goes into owning a diecast shop in Singapore. Let's go into it. Alright, gearheads, well, first I think maybe we'll do a quick tour of the Chinatown shop. Now, if you guys are following the other platforms, you guys know that I have two shops now. One in the east side of town of Singapore and one in Chinatown, which is more central. Alright, so this is kind of like the front display. You can see the hallway out there, and we got some neighbors that also do collectibles and stuff too, which is great for our building. Today it's a bit of a mess, because today is inventory day, and hence I thought of doing a video for you guys. But essentially, what goes into owning a diecast shop in Singapore, you know what, it's just a lot of logistics. I'm good at sales, I'm good at what I do, but to be honest, half the battle is just sorting and getting everything ready to either go overseas or be sold locally. Sometimes special things come up, like we get chase pieces. Chase pieces are like usually bare metal when it comes to like mini GT. You know, dividing out what's extra special from what's regular, that's gonna be another part of the process. Okay, now you guys know the brand Hot Wheels. Internationally it's very recognized, but brands you might not recognize are Mini GT or Pop Race. These are all the brands that have come out of Hong Kong. We've also got very special kind of mini Hot Wheel ones, and then these are kind of like limited edition Hot Wheel pieces. Weirdly enough, even though this has a Hot Wheel branding and it was made by Hot Wheels, is actually a team with the group called Mattel Creations, and they kind of create these special pieces that are very posh and actually significantly more expensive than what you might expect for the main lines and like premiums that you would normally see on the shelf. Now we also try to get like cars that have like acrylic cases, things like this, right? You got brands that have like a resin model, so this Agera is quite nice, but generally speaking, look, $100 for a resin model, that's pretty standard in Singapore for resin. And then maybe when you go to shows and stuff like that overseas, I do a lot of traveling internationally through Singapore, through Southeast Asia area, and sometimes you get like autograph pieces or stuff I get from Japan, or when I meet somebody special that I like appreciate their work, I get them to sign a piece for me. I've got stuff from beer from Thailand, Top Secret. I got stuff from Smoky Nagata, Kato-san and his team from Liberty Walk, got so many pieces signed by them, Mizu, and then some really cool stuff from like Ron Wong. So guys from Mattel will sometimes come to Singapore, and then they'll come to the shop and we'll kind of like introduce them to what we've been working on and whatnot. You can see I've got one of the latest Singapore Diecast Expo pieces, the dinner piece and the event piece. So that's kind of it. You know, we have like a good selection, and I try to get a bit of everything. You can see the cube cars are kind of a new thing in Singapore. I got some chase pieces up there. There's a set called the Daniel Arsham set, and that comes with a bunch of cars, very, very premium. Then we can get into D Model out of Taiwan. We can get a Kaido House. Kaido House does regular cars, which I kind of keep sorted over here. This is like a regular release. I keep some for myself here, and then I collect the limited edition pieces at events and dinners and stuff like that too. We do a brand called D Model. We're exclusive distributors in Singapore for them. They're really cool because they have resin wheels and like really fine details on them, so quite nice. Outside of that, our Mini GT, like I kind of showed you before, come in like a blister form, but then they also come in a box form like this. Sometimes a little bit cheaper, a little more affordable. Some people like to open, some people like to seal them. That's kind of just preference. Outside of that, I still like bringing like old blue card, even like Ferrari, stuff like this. This is one of my favorites, so I tried to like keep them protected in a nice protective case. Pop Race is really cool. They've been doing a lot of cool features like opening doors, opening trunks, and on 1/64 scale, you could just imagine like having something with an opening hood or opening boot or something like that. Actually quite uncommon, right? So there's a couple cars there, and then we have things like event specials. Mizu and I think Motor Helix did this awesome FD2 Civic, and then what did I say? Kaido's here, couple display new F1s from Hot Wheels, and yeah, I mean, kind of just an overall experience at my shop. I don't try to get into anything that's like bigger scale, but I do love my Rexy and Roxys, and that top secret one, that top speed one, is one of my favorites. So I've got one for myself. And then yeah, we do live selling sometimes, so you can check us out on TikTok to do live sales. I got some loose cars over here, so you can always check that out. But realistically, when it comes to running the shop, it's like 50% sales, 50% like logistics and sorting and preparing to do the next step, essentially, right? So for anybody who's been following me for like Fusion content or Ford Explorer content and stuff like that, maybe my traveling content, just know that you can come to our shop in Singapore, come say hi. I've already had some Canadians come by and some American, my friends here, come say hello. So I really do appreciate you guys' support. On the other side of my shop there, I do have like records and music and old kind of pop culture stuff too, but we really do focus more on the diecast side. So if you are into 1/64 scale and you do collect Hot Wheels or any kind of 1/64 scale diecast or kind of like anything car related collectibles, I'm happy to help you guys out. But yeah, I just wanted to make sure I do a quick video for you, kind of fill you into what I've been working on, and if you do have questions, do let me know. So I think generally, when it comes to running a shop in Singapore, it's just a matter of, the battle is having enough for people to select. Also, not overstraining yourself to, buying over what you could sell. Sometimes we have extra inventory that comes in, but I time it when I have shows. So if I do a diecast show or I go attend a trip and I bring some product with me or something like that, then essentially I'm preparing for the next process. And I want to encourage you guys, if you have your own small businesses or you guys are doing anything like, Pokemon cards or anything like that, then I think that you should just stay within your means, try to budget your product out, get good suppliers who will give you a good price. For us, we've got all sorts of different brands like I showed you, so I try to be able to sell at a good price. A lot of collectors out there are just trying to collect the hobby and just enjoy what they buy, but some try to sell too, right? So I try to be fair overall. My prices are pretty average, maybe slightly higher on average. It depends on the brand, of course, but when it comes to the business side, just try to, process the business within your means. And I think it's very important to you to understand that you don't really need to compete with each other so much as have fun doing the process of selling and enjoying the hobby and stuff like that. Because you got to understand that some people are joining right now just to one up the next guy and one up the next guy. And it's great. Competition's always appreciated. But at the same time, you got these young guys who want to start getting their business off the ground. They're working from home. They're trying to sell on their computer and like a small like Facebook page or something like that, and it's great, but maybe they feel discouraged because a lot of guys have been doing this for years, are maybe overbearing and stuff like that. And I understand that like that's part of the process, and they do need to learn how that works and how to compete. I do want you to give your fellow collectors a fighting chance. So if you do guys have your own shops, if you do have other businesses, do give your fellow collectors a fighting chance to compete in this industry. Competition is very welcomed. You know what? I couldn't care less if 5,000 more people want to sell diecast in this world. There's plenty of countries and there's plenty of new collectors that pop up every single day, and I'm very, very glad because it kind of shows a healthy environment. It also shows a healthy economy as well, right? So do try to build a positive kind of reinforcement in the community that you live in. And if you guys have any questions at all, don't be afraid to ask me, okay? You guys can reach me on anything, GearOilCafe, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, the whole 9 yards essentially. And we do have a website too, www.gearolcafe.com. You can check out our store stuff there. You can pre-order stuff there. You can even like contact me on there. There's a form on there. Just ask me questions, okay? So thank you so much for tuning in. I just wanted to drag on a bit about what it's been like to live in Singapore a bit, and it's been great. Weather's always perfect. I can't complain. I'm from a climate where it's freezing cold all the time. I swear, even the summertime. So thanks so much for tuning in. I appreciate the support, and we'll check you on the next one. See ya.